everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So what I was thinking of doing is to create shorter videos, and it's going to be like a little mini series of different patterns that you can use to create coats, cardigans, or maybe even blankets. So I'm going to show you some of the patterns. We're going to make them together, and then whichever pattern is going to get the most likes, that's the one that I'm going to be using to create a coat or a cardigan, depending on the pattern and how thick it is. So I have in my notebook lots of different patterns, as you can see, that I have experimented with. So I've got those. I've got, well, basically loads of them, but I also have lots of different patterns that I have created over time. So I was thinking of doing 10 short videos of possibly my favorite patterns, and then we're going to pick one and we're going to create a coat or cardigan. So I'm going to start with this one. I do have them all numbered, so this is number 1, so that's the one I'm going to start with. And yeah, so this is what the pattern looks like. So I'm just going to bring it closer so I don't know if you guys can see it, but I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's very thick and it's going to make a beautiful coat. It's the same on both sides, so right and wrong side are both the same. And you can actually use this pattern to also create blankets as well, not just baby blankets but big blankets, or a throw for your bed, or maybe for your sofa, and so on. So this is the one we're going to start with. What I'm using for this pattern, and this is just going to be a sample, is a DK yarn and a 4mm hook. I'm also using 2 stitch markers just for the start and end chain. I do get easily distracted, so I do need those. You don't need to use them if you feel confident that you can find the stitches and so on, but I do like to have them. So to start with this pattern, you're obviously going to need your first chain. So do your first loop like so, or however you do it and prefer to do it as well. And for this pattern we need multiples of 4 plus 2. I'm gonna do about 28, or well 30, so I'm gonna be doing 30 for my sample. If you're making baby blanket or a throw, you make the length of your chain that you want your blanket or throw to be, and come and meet me here once we all have the desired length of our chain, and we're going to start on row number 1. I have chained 30, so I've got 30 stitches here, and I'm ready to start row number 1. How are we going to start row number 1? We're going to skip this first stitch there, and in the second stitch from the hook we're going to make a single crochet. So go ahead and make the single crochet. I'm going to actually pop in a stitch marker there because that's our first chain. Then we're going to chain 2, and in this same stitch where we've done the single crochet, we're going to do 4 double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook into that same stitch there, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to do 3 more double crochets into that same stitch. Once you've done your 4 double crochets into that same stitch, what you'll do is you're gonna skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in this fourth stitch from the one that we've just used, you're going to make a single crochet. And we're going to repeat the pattern that we've just done. So you're going to chain 2, and in this same stitch we're going to do 4 more double crochets. So this chain 2 will count as a double crochet. And we're gonna just repeat what we've just done. So we're gonna skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in this fourth stitch there we're gonna do a single crochet. Chain 2, and then do 4 double crochets into that same stitch. So keep on going with this pattern. I'm going to meet you at the end of this row. We're going to finish this row together, and we're going to start on row number 2. So I'm coming towards the end of that first row. I've got 4 chains left. You should have 4 as well, regardless of how many you've made, as long as there were multiples of 4 plus 2. What we'll do at the end is we're just going to do a single crochet into that first stitch like so, and we're going to chain 3. Your work should look something like this. Don't worry if it's getting all twisted, it will straighten up as you do the rows, but it should look something like this. Okay, let's turn our work. And row number 2 is very similar to the row that we've just done, and this is the row repeat. So this pattern has 1 row repeat, and basically it's just the row number 2. So we're going to do a double crochet into that same stitch where the row 3 is coming from. So that's that one there. Okay, so we're just going to do 2 double crochets into that same stitch. That's 1, and that's 2. Okay, then you're gonna find the gap where we chain 2. Remember, on those like little clusters, so there's like a little gap in there. There it is. And in that little gap you're gonna do a single crochet, and then you're going to do the pattern we've just done in row number 1, which is to chain 2, and in this space here, this space here, you're going to do 4 double crochets. So go ahead and do 4 double crochets into that big space there. So I've got 3, and that's my last one. Once you've done that, again you're going to find the next cluster, and in this space here you're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, and do 4 double crochets into that big space there. Continue on that pattern all along this row. I'm going to meet you when you're coming towards the end, and we're going to finish this row together. I'm coming towards the end of row 2. All I'm left to do is to do the last double crochet into that space, and then we're going to finish this row with a single crochet into that space there where we chained 3, and again we're going to chain 3. Turn your work, and the next row is just a repeat on the row that we've just done. And that's pretty much it, guys. Now you might have noticed that your work is starting to straighten up, and you can see that you've got all this wavy edging here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a few more rows, and then I'm going to show you how you can straighten that, which is very important if, for example, you're doing a blanket or maybe a throw and you want those crisp edging so you can do your lacing at the end or whatnot. I'm going to show you on my samples that I've done before. So this one has got that wavy edge, which some people might like it, especially if you're doing a coat or a cardigan. So for example, that can be at the bottom like so, and it looks beautiful. But I'm also going to show you how you can straighten that in case you want to, as I said, want to do a blanket or you just want a straight edge at the end. So keep crocheting, and I'm going to meet you once I've got a few more rows, and then I'm going to show you how you can finish it with a straight edge rather than the waving one. Don't forget, you need to put 2 double crochets into that same stitch before you continue on your pattern. Also remember that the chain 3 does count as a double crochet, so you might want to move your stitch marker up a row and just follow the pattern. So single crochet into that chain 2 space there, chain 2, and 4 double crochets into that space there where the chain 2 is from the previous row. So I'm coming to the end of that row. This is where I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna finish it with a single crochet like so. And I'm just gonna show you how to do a straight edging for this, and in order to do that you're gonna have to chain 3 and turn your work. Now in the first stitch here where the chain 3 is coming from, you're gonna do 2 double crochet, the same as you've been doing all throughout this pattern. So go ahead and do the 2 double crochets there. Then rather than doing a single crochet in this space here, we're going to do a slip knot. So yarn over, pull through, and pull it through that loop as well. Then we're going to do 2 single crochets into that space, so we are not doing double crochets anymore. 2 single crochets and 2 half double. So to do half double, you yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. You're going to have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3, and we're going to do 1 more of those. Then we're going to move on to the next cluster, and in that space we're going to do a slip knot like that, and we're going to continue with this pattern. So we're going to do 2 single crochets in that space there and 2 half double crochets. So that's 1, and you're going to do another one, and then you're going to do a slip knot in the next cluster there. So keep on going with this pattern. I'm going to meet you once we come to the end of this row, so we can finish this together and see our end result. Okay, I'm coming towards the end. Well, I'm at the end of that row. So how we're going to finish, we're just going to do double crochets at the end. We're going to do 3 of those. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1 and just pull your yarn, and you will notice that that end there is going a little bit straighter. If you go on the other side and do just single crochets there, it's going to flatten that edge for you, and you can do, you know, you can finish your work like that, or you might want to do like a lace edging if you're doing a blanket. But that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this pattern. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will post different pattern videos every Friday, and as I said, whichever ones gets the most likes, that's the one that I'm going to use to create a cardigan or coat. So these are just the different colors I've done. You know, it works very well on darker colors like this green, I think. I don't think the video does it any justice, but it equally works well with lighter colors too. I think maybe this white one is my favorite, but yeah. Okay, see you guys next Friday for the next video of my pattern series. Thank you all. Hope you have a lovely day. Bye bye.